We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Forget everything you had planned for this weekend because you are sitting on your couch and winning from the comfort of your own home. I'm here with SpinQuest, where you can play hundreds of slot games, all of the table games you love, and you could even win real cash prizes. New users, $30 coin packs are on sale for $10 at SpinQuest.com.
SpinQuest is a free-to-play social casino. Void where prohibited. Visit SpinQuest.com for more details.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Sunday bonus episode of ORD with me, your host, Greg Audino. And in this week's bonus episode, I'm going to share with you a previous airing from our finance show, Optimal Finance Daily, on which our host there, Diana, will read to you and offer her commentary the same way I normally do on our show. There's a lot to learn in this one about both relationships and finance, so listen closely as we optimize your life.
What Every Parent Needs to Know About Creating a Will by Doug Spencer of FinancialFinesse.com. If you have kids, you've probably already heard various people say, you have to make a will. Some people may have even told you why you need a will, but have you ever heard what you need to make sure that your will actually says? Why it is so important to have a will if you have children. Okay, so in case no one explained why having a will is so important, it's really very simple. Your will is your directions to the probate court, telling them who gets to care for your kids, who gets to handle the money for them, how that money can be used, and when your kids get it. If you don't do that, then the state you live in will make all of those decisions for you when you pass. Here's how to go about making those decisions, keeping in mind that you can change your will at any time, as long as you're of sound mind. So don't let indecisiveness stand in your way any longer. Who would you want to raise your kids if you weren't around? This is honestly the biggest reason that I've heard that people don't have a will. They can't agree on who would raise the kids if both parents pass away. It isn't a fun or easy choice, but it needs to be made. For us, when our oldest daughter was born, we lived in Kansas, but my brother was in Dallas. He was single, working full-time, and going to grad school for his MBA. My wife's sister was finishing grad school in Mississippi, so neither one was really in a spot to become a parent overnight. We also had our parents. We knew that they would all be great parents, but they had been there, done that. We wanted them to get to be grandparents. That left one of my cousins, Rob, and his wife. They were recently married, settled down, and planning on starting a family of their own. We felt that they were actually the most prepared and logical to raise our children if the worst happened. Communicating your choice. Once we made this decision, we not only asked Rob and Gail, but we told our parents and siblings about it and why we made the decision. This made sure that there would not be any hurt feelings or legal challenges if something happened to us. So take the time to think about who is in a good place in life to raise your kids, keep the kids close to other family members, and have similar core values to your own. Most importantly, who's going to love your kids as their own? And remember, you can always change this as life changes. What happens to the money? You don't have to have the same person who cares for your kids to be in charge of the money you leave behind. My Uncle Bob passed away when his sons were just about 17 and 14. Their mom was still living, so she was able to care for them, but the state appointed a conservator for each of them to handle the money they inherited from their dad. That meant court costs, delays, and just a general hassle. More importantly, according to state law, when they became legal adults, 18 in most states, 19 or 21 in some, then the money was all theirs, no strings attached. You can kind of guess what happened. Even though they were good, bright kids, they were still kids. The money was pretty much gone by the time they turned 21. What can you do to prevent that from happening to your kids? There's a simple tool you can use in your will called a testamentary trust that gives you all the control you want. In essence, you're using your will to create a trust that only goes into effect when you die. It determines who manages the money, what it can be used for, and when your kids actually get the money. For us, having seen what happened to two of my cousins, we knew that a testamentary trust would be part of our will. You can choose a person or a corporation, that is, a bank or trust company, to be in charge of the trust, also known as the trustee. Family members are less expensive and they're more tuned into the kids' needs, but a corporate trustee has the expertise and tools to make things much easier and the ability to say no without causing family rifts. We chose to name my parents and a local bank as co-trustees. Then we said that the kids could get any income the trust generated, plus they could dip into the principal of the trust only for their health, education, or to maintain their current standard of living. Then we thought about when they should get the money. We decided to split it up, 1/3 at 25 when they were getting started in life and a little more mature, 1/3 at 30 when they may be buying a house or starting a family, and the last third at 35 when they're likely to be established and having multiple demands on their finances. This doesn't fit everyone's needs or desires, but it made sense for us and our family. Getting it done. This may sound like a lot, but this is really common everyday planning that any estate planning lawyer or even a good will-making software program can help you with. Check with your employer to see if you can get online or live legal assistance through your employee assistant program or prepaid legal program. Either one would make this a low-cost and easy way to make sure that even if you aren't here to physically care for your kids, you're still loving your kids and making sure that they have the emotional and financial care you want them to receive. You just listened to the post titled, "What Every Parent Needs to Know About Creating a Will" by Doug Spencer of financialfinesse.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
Forget everything you had planned for this weekend because you are sitting on your couch and winning from the comfort of your own home. I'm here with SpinQuest, where you can play hundreds of slot games, all of the table games you love, and you could even win real cash prizes. New users, $30 coin packs are on sale for $10 at spinquest.com.
SpinQuest is a free-to-play social casino. Void where prohibited. Visit spinquest.com for more details.
While we all need a will, as demonstrated in this article, it's not enough. We also need to get organized to save the executors of our estates the headache of figuring out all of our accounts, finding our important documents and files, etc. Also, while a will comes into play when someone dies, what about an emergency situation where you need someone else to help with your affairs? This is where an emergency binder comes in. It's also referred to as an "in case I'm hit by a bus" binder. This binder should include your will, as well as contact information for important people in your life, including employers. Also, insurance policies, all financial accounts, health records, property deeds, and car titles. Having all your stuff organized is going to be a huge help to your loved ones, who will likely need to figure this stuff out during a very emotional time. There are a number of resources online for checklists to help you create your binder, and I came across a pretty comprehensive resource on the Smart Money Mamas blog. It's a fillable step-by-step family emergency binder with over 90 pages of simple printable worksheets. That should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Sunday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.